It costs my family $3,000 a month to live in a ghost city in Malaysia just to escape Singapore. And it's the best decision we have made. We are a Singaporean family with 2 kids under 3. Both of us are remote workers, and we have moved to Network School Malaysia 3 months ago. Today, I'm breaking down every dollar that we spend here, what's included, what's not, and compare it to Singapore. At the end, I'll evaluate whether is it worth it. And if you are considering coming to Network School and living at Forest City, this video is for you. As a quick introduction, my name is Ing and my husband is Jingles. I'm working marketing and he works in tech. We have 2 boys, 2.5 and 1.5 years old. Our family has been at Network School for the past 3 months. 1,500 per person and 3,000 for our entire family. And this is what you get. 3,000 for a 4-bed apartment in a 5-star development. Alternative, you could also get a hotel room in a 5-star resort. 3 meals a day, healthy, catered, weekly cleaning, electricity, Wi-Fi, utilities, 24-hour co-working space, full gym and daily group classes, pool access, community of builders and creators, and zero because kids stay free. I'm going to bring you to my apartment, so come along. This is the first door, the entrance. And there is a small yard space that's open up. I've seen people putting barbecue over here and all. And then there's a glass where you can enter the house. And this is the living room and dining area. And that is the kitchen. Okay, for our own stuff, cookingware, rice cooker, boiler, pots, water dispenser, and I bought this rack just so we can wash our dishes. Okay, and this here is the water filter that we get, and of course the fridge is here, and you could probably put a microwave over here if you want to. So our apartment has 4 rooms. I'm walking through the corridor, and here is the master bedroom where we put our kids here. The master bedroom is the kids' room, and all the mess stays here. We also have the floor beds that are folded for our kids. And this is the bathroom for the master bedroom. Their bathroom has a water tank, so hot water is more consistent. And of course the bathtub for the kids. And their toys. Okay. So over here is our work from home setup. 2 desks and our monitors are over here. And here is the extra room where our helper stays here, and it doubles up as a guest room as well. So pretty huge. And then Jingles and I stay on the opposite end. It's the junior master. There's also another bathroom here. So this is a slightly smaller bathroom with an instant water heater instead. Yeah. And that's the bed. So all the furnitures are provided. The fridge, the washing machine, the sofa, as well as the water filter. For us, we brought our own vacuum and cookware. And here's the third toilet with the washing machine that is provided. So that's what 3,000 covers. And here's what we pay on top. 2 kids and a working mom, I need childcare. My older son, who is 2.5, goes to a childcare about 20 minutes drive away, and that costs us about 600 US dollars, roughly 800 Sing dollars every month. It's the closest one that we can find because right now in Forest City there isn't any childcare available. My younger son, who is about 1.5, is not ready for childcare yet, so we hired a domestic helper. For that, we pay about 650 a month plus another $60 levy. For Network School, they have just launched drop-off service. Still early stages, and they're developing this for families. Meals here are designed for adults. So for babies, for my child, we cook separately. Diapers we get from Shopee Malaysia, which costs us about 300 ringgit per month for 2 kids. And then when you add up groceries, diapers, toiletries, snacks, all these will add up about like 500 Singapore dollars per month. For us, we got a car, and with 2 kids and living in Malaysia, it's kind of necessary. We drive our son to school every day and use the car quite a bit. For weekly petrol, it comes up to around like 180 ringgit to 200 ringgit per week. And that works out to be about 50 to 60 Singapore dollars every week. And because we go back to Singapore almost every weekend, we do pay the tolls, which I think comes up to around $14 per trip. And if you don't want to have a car, there are other options. The first option is to have a private hire transfer. That costs about 80 US dollars per way, and you can share with other residents in Network School if they're heading the same way as you. Alternatively, you can take a Forest City bus that goes directly to the Tuas checkpoint, and then it goes to either like Jurong, Boon Lay, MRT stations. The problem about the public bus is that it takes, the frequency is not that high. So every hour or so, there is a bus. This is the morning 6:30 a.m. bus situation. People are waiting to head to Singapore because this is a typical work day. The bus gets pretty packed during the morning rush hour, but once that's over, it's not packed at all. I'm looking at about a 2 to 3 hours ride from here back home to Singapore. And with 2 kids that could not sit still, forget it. We'd rather have a car for the comfort and ease and convenience. Network School also organize extra activities, and it can be something like a surfing, going to a nearby city or town for a weekend trip, and this costs extras. For us as a family, what I did was to get annual passes for my kids to Legoland. So here's what it looks like side by side. Jingles literally got a job here through a referral from someone that we met here. So you really can't put a value to that. Now, I want to be transparent. We could have probably made a similar move by doing it all by ourselves in Malaysia. Probably save way more compared to what we are paying now. But here's the reason why we choose Network School. My health is just taken care of. The food is healthy by default. The gym is right there. Classes are every day. I have 0 excuses and 0 friction. I'm literally surrounded by people who motivate me, and I walk into calisthenics classes as the weakest person. But I just kept showing up because everyone is so encouraging. The community is the biggest reason why we are here. And these people open my eyes to what's possible. Some of them are building companies, some of them are working in cutting-edge AI technologies, and some are 10, 20 years into their profession. And then there are the Gen Z people who are so incredible on a whole different level. I'm someone who is not naturally confident. In fact, I'm an introvert. Even with YouTube, I have a deep sense of the fear of being judged, saying something stupid, and the imposter syndrome. But over here, I found people who are going through the same thing as me. They're just like me. And knowing that I'm not alone, it helps. And I know that over here, I'm not being judged for just trying and learning. Coming to this stage wasn't easy. It meant moving to a new place, to a ghost city. But actually, when I compare to the other places that I lived before, like Antigua and some of the countryside, this has way more civilization, and the reality is so different from the headlines. Because my environment changed, I changed. The people around you, the food you eat, the way you spend your mornings, it all shifted. And once it shifted, everything else started moving too. So, is it worth it? If you're looking at pure savings, from a family point of view, yes, we are. But honestly, the savings isn't why we stay. We're staying here because of the structure. We know that we are much healthier here. The people are so nice. And for kids, I like the fact that my kids are growing around builders, learners, creators. This isn't for anyone. And if you're considering this, here are 3 questions that perhaps you could ask yourself. 1, can my income survive this? You need fully remote work to be here. If there's any chance of returning back to work, this plan will fall apart. Number 2, what am I optimizing for? If it's pure savings, definitely there are much better options in Malaysia. Network school makes sense if you want a community plus structure plus environment. Savings to me is a bonus. 3, what's my non-negotiable? As a working mom, my non-negotiable is that I need childcare to work over here. So I put in plans before I came here. If your non-negotiable is something NS cannot give you or something that you cannot sort out locally, then it's quite tough. And if you're worried about visa, Network School does have a team that help manages all the visas that you need. So if you want an environment that pushes you to eat better, to move more, to build things, and to connect with people who think bigger, this is the place for you. For us, it's worth every dollar. Right now, we have been here for 3 months and our kids are just toddlers. So when they grow up, I believe the calculation will be much different. And so if you're interested in network school and want to check out this place, you can come here for 1 month. I do have a referral code that gives you 25% off. And to me, I feel that it's a great opportunity to connect and to see things outside of your bubble. Now this video is all about costs, but the numbers only tell part of the story. In my next video, I would like to share more with you, like a day in a life or a week in the life of how it's like being at network school. The meals that we have, the workouts, and a full day with the kids. Because the real question is not just whether can I afford this, but rather how is it like. Subscribe if you want to see that. If you're considering moving to network school or Malaysia, drop a comment and I will respond to any questions that you might have.